Hey, welcome. Mallory Graham here, and I am so excited that you are joining me for Aikido and Yoga, specifically looking at 4 yoga poses that I think are really essential poses to help us become better Aikido people. So a little bit about how I came to blend these two loves of mine in my life, Aikido and Yoga. It actually has to start with an admission. When I was in college, I got introduced to both Aikido and to Yoga. And to be perfectly honest, I was completely bored by yoga. I just wasn't into the solo practice, found that it was just very slow. I'm young, in my 20s, really athletic. So I kind of chucked that in the back of my brain, thinking, yeah, maybe that's something I'll do, when I get old. And then I threw myself into an Aikido practice. I've been training for about 33 years. I'm currently chief instructor at Seattle Aikikai that I've been running for 23 of those years. And I kind of just didn't look back when I first started. I was like, Aikido is it. I am so excited about this really fun athletic practice. But I have to admit that I think for my early years in Aikido, I really just treated my body like a tool. It was a tool that got me to Aikido. It allowed me to do Aikido practice, but I wasn't really paying attention to how it functioned, to taking care of it, for sure. And this is gonna sound stupid, really, I am completely admitting this, but for years and years, like I did the Aikido warm-ups that we do, and I really had no idea what I was actually stretching. I didn't know about joints, I didn't know about ligaments, I barely knew what my hamstrings were. It was just like, I was just doing Aikido because it was fun. And then, as I evolved into my practice, but more importantly, as I started to get a little bit older and hit some of my first injuries that I didn't just immediately, recover from, specifically shoulder rotator cuff, as well as knee and some meniscus issues, I started to realize that if I were going to sustain a practice in Aikido, I really had to start to get to know my body better. And it was from that I started an inquiry back into yoga. And I've always loved the fact that we talk about Aikido practice being moving meditation where people happen to be trying to attack you, right? And you're always doing it under pressure. You've got an attack coming in, you've always got a partner. And in the yoga practice, you get to entirely have the opposite experience. You slow down. It's a solo practice, and it really is about your own inquiry. You're not comparing yourself to anyone else, and you're also not getting that immediate feedback from someone of this technique isn't working or not. It really is about no competition and just noticing your own body alignment, your own body mechanics. And so I started to pull that practice into my Aikido practice. So it's a huge benefit to look at yoga poses and have the ability to take the time and find your own anatomy, your own inquiry process of what your body is actually doing in a pose, and then be able to take that knowledge and bring it into your Aikido practice. And yoga has made me such a better Aikido practitioner, primarily because I've just gained body literacy. I really have taken the time to feel a pose, feel exactly what kind of alignment needs to be happening, and then I actually am able to kind of check myself in an Aikido pose. So for example, whenever I even get into a hamni, you start to think about, where is my pelvis in space? Where are my joints aligned? And so taking the time, and this is why I'm really, really excited that you're joining me on this course, taking the time to actually do a solo yoga pose and then apply it to your Aikido is just so rich. And I just think you're gonna be super excited to go on this journey with me. And once you get hooked into it, I'm just going to go through 4 poses here, but you'll see that there's just a wealth of knowledge when we bring our Aikido and a yoga practice together. So I'm really excited about going on this journey with you. So welcome to Aikido and Yoga.